this useless government with its hopeless electric car grant has done nothing.
So we're at Kinetic Live and we're going to talk to Quentin Willson, the famous motoring journalist. EVs. How do you see the situation at the moment with the EV market?
Well, look, I've got 3 EVs. I've driven them every day since 2009. The technology works. It's really, really reliable. The cars don't go wrong. The batteries last for 200,000 miles plus. We're seeing them coming off rental fleets and taxis with sometimes 500,000 miles. And there is this still very embedded view across, particularly the trade, that they're no good. They're going to just go away, disappear, and all the batteries are going to end up in landfill. They're not. It's here, it's now, it's coming. The Chinese have cornered the market. 50% of all the cars sold in China are now electric. And I was on stage with Damon Hill the other day, and I said to him, look, let's face it, an EV is better than a combustion car on a number of levels. And he says, yeah, it's more efficient, it's faster, it's cheaper, it's lighter, it's all these things. So look, don't pretend this is just going to be a blip and you'll go back to selling diesels. It's here.
Well, if you flip it the other way, if we were an EV world looking to change to combustion engines, people think we were mad.
Completely. There is that famous thing, isn't it? But that guy from the agency who said, right, we're going to have this car, it's going to have this tank of liquefied, flammable fuel in the back, and we're going to pipe it along the car, and then we're going to blow it into the engine, and it's going to explode in cylinders. You'd say no, absolutely. Yeah. So, I've done 50,000 miles in a Tesla Model 3, 5 years old, and I had my first bill the other day, 380 quid for a suspension joint. And that's part of the problem, that the trade is worried about workshop revenue, and that is going to happen. So I would say to people, look, it's an opportunity, not a threat.
Yeah.
Start gearing up to be a provider of EV service, sales and parts, and do it well and be one of those first movers in the space. And then you will be able to access 1.6 million EV drivers in the UK who don't have anywhere to go apart from franchise dealers who are still wanting to charge you a monkey for doing your brake fluid change and your tyre rotation. There's an opportunity out there.
I think that's the key, isn't it? Is that if you compare the amount of garages to the amount of combustion engine vehicles, and then compare the amount of EV garages to the amount of EVs, there's very little EV competition in comparison.
There's virtually none. There's a few, really well-known names who are doing really, really well. And I think also I would say, look, research this, look on the internet, but look further than beyond what you want to hear. Look at how the batteries are lasting, how the cars are performing in service, and ask an EV driver. Don't ask TikTok or Facebook or social media, which are all these reheated myths. Talk to people who have owned these cars like me, and they will say, I would never go back to combustion because it's so much cheaper. 5 years, no servicing. How much would I have paid on a combustion car? 5 services. It's a couple of grand at least.
Easy. And I think this is the thing, isn't it? We need to be louder promoting the EV vehicles than the people that are not being positive about them.
You'll find that people who diss EVs rarely have driven them. And there's still a large body of people who have never even sat in one. And it's people, like me, who do literally hundreds of thousands of miles in battery electric cars can tell you, look, they work, and they work really well. There's no doubt about their technology now. You've got people like BYD coming in with really, really good products, really, really good build quality, service, parts, etc. And the prices are coming down. This useless government with its hopeless electric car grant has done nothing, but what's happening is prices are coming down naturally, and we're getting kind of parity with combustion, near parity with combustion and EV, but second-hand EVs are now less than combustion, and you can buy like a Tesla Model 3 Performance 2019, reasonable mileage for 12 grand. That car will do 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That's faster than a McLaren F1.
And also, I think it's also the cost as well. The cost of an electric vehicle there's no comparison, is there? It's far cheaper if you find the right.
Oh, if you charge at home and you're on 7.5p per kilowatt hour, and you charge at night from 11:30 to 5:30 in the morning, you can fill your battery, your tank for about £7.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And think of all that. So you're saving probably in a year typically a grand, £1,200 on fuel, and then maybe a grand on maintenance because there's no exhaust, no battery, no lead acid battery, no injectors, no cam belts, no spark plugs, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
So it's a good 2 to 3 grand a year. You are ahead.
Let's talk positively. Where do you see the future of EVs? I think that's the big exciting thing for me, is that where could this technology go?
I mean, look, in 10 years, it's been amazing. I mean, we've gone from a little car like a Mitsubishi i-MiEV I had back in 2010, which would do 50 miles to one charge and 30 miles if you put the heater on, to cars now which will do 450 miles, Mercedes, EQS. So it's really fast. We'll see changes in battery chemistry. We're going to go, we're going to LFP. 50% of all Teslas are LFP. That's no cobalt in the batteries, and then we're going to see sodium ion, we're going to see semi-solid state, we're going to see faster charging. So that whole game is just, it's a pace of change which is just breathless. So go with it, don't fight it, don't push against it on ideological reasons because old Farage says no, we're going to go back to burning coal. These things, everybody who drives an EV says, look, they are great.
One final question, very experienced man in the motoring. Is this the most exciting time ever?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I mean, even you go back to the 90s where we had all these fabulous cars like the, Ferrari 255, 456, Testarossa, F40, McLaren F1. That was a design highlight. But now, you can buy cars that will do 60 in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And cost a fraction of what it would cost for the equivalent supercar. And the design is getting better. And look, we're almost at the everlasting car. The aluminium. There's an aluminium floor pan out there that's pressed, and it's never going to rust. And you just think, wow, we really have come to a place where personability is the most exciting, efficient, fast, dependable, reliable. And okay, it doesn't make the brum brum noises, but trust me, if you've got something, something Larry, you can have some fun.
Well, I can agree with that. We spoke to an ex-motorway traffic cop on the Stellantis stand, and he said previously he'd never have an EV. He's got him one. It would never change. I think that sums the industry up at the moment.